Well, hello. I like starting in this room. It's the prettiest one. The other ones are interesting. I love my little experiments, but I like to take you through all the pretty flowers first. I want to welcome my new subscribers. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. I've had a few plants leave me, unfortunately. Two of them. See, remember I cut my Monstera? Oh, this is its new leaf. And, oh, is it giving me another? Oh, I'm hopeful it will. And this is the top I cut off and I rooted. Ooh, look at that. Would you look at that? That's so impressive. It impresses me every time. But yeah, it needs to be repotted. It needs to be repotted and directed in one direction. I kept trying to twist it around, you know, to get it all around coverage. But it needs just to sit in one direction together, looking at the sun, at the light in the same way. So we're going to put them both together in another pot. But the weird thing is you never really get to see it. Did you see that? I did. Gosh, I hope that was a moth. Anyway, they face the light and the sun so that they're never facing you. So I'm thinking, well, it won't really hurt the plant if I come out here when the lights go out and then turn it back around to where it faces me. But the other two left to go to their homes. I gave my daughter-in-law and my daughter theirs. They were rooted and ready to go. So talk about propagating plants. That's an easy one to do. And it's a lot more profitable than... Oh, where are they? Okay, it's a very slow progress for me right now, but I'm taking all of the calancho I propagated and putting it together because it's just too much, you know. And if you're only going to make, like, you know, let's say, what was it? What did I say, $3 a plant? Oh my gosh, for all the work I've been doing, trying to keep up with all these little teeny tiny pots and everything. If I had more people that were interested in it, I would have stuck with it. But, you know, I'm not really interested in selling things, so maybe I'll do it again, you know, like on Monsteras or something that would be more of a profitable thing and not take up so much time. Oh, while we're here, we might as well. Woof. Now you're just showing off. Oh gosh, yeah, look at that. Okay, woo, no. Go back in. Go back in. Oh, there you go. Ah, shoot. Yeah, hang on a second. I can't let the roots stay outside the water. It'll dry out. Sorry about that. But anyway, see? It's ready to go. It wants to be planted. We don't have any little blooms yet. But, you know, hopefully somebody out there wants a tomato plant. Otherwise, I'm going to have to plant another. That's my Cornsilk plant. That's my Stella plant. As you could tell, she still doesn't get enough water. I'm sure she doesn't. But she just keeps on growing. This is one of the easiest plants for a first-time gardener to have. Along with the Swiss cheese Monstera, actually it's pretty easy. They don't require a whole lot of light and they're pretty easy to care for. Now my Alvin, oh yeah. I don't know, I tried to bunch him up together a little bit, you know, and hold it together with like Velcro. But nope, he just likes to flop outwards, so I'm trying to think of where to put him to where he'll be happier, or if I should just cut off some of the older leaves, because look at all the new ones we've got coming on here. So maybe it's just like a out with the old and in with the new. I'm not too sure, but he's just like all over, and the little robot vacuum comes along and grabs a hold of his leaves and stuff. So yeah, I'm not so sure what I'm going to do with him, but he's very healthy and very happy. Now my Michael. Yeah, this is going to be my Christmas tree this year, but I'm not going to put ornaments on him. See, he's got a lot of new growth here for me. which is good because I hurt him by putting all those decorations on him. They can't take it. They really can't. And I wasn't giving him enough water, so I'm really hoping, see, he got dry. I'm trying really hard with this one, and I want him to be happy for Christmas, so I moved him up off the floor thinking that would be more helpful, but I'm not too sure. And I moved my cosmic cactus down here. He doesn't really need to be right under that light anymore, but look at all that growth. I mean, it's just bursting out. Whoop! Woohoo! It's just bursting out the sides. Here, come here. That's amazing. So he's probably going to need a new pot soon, but yeah, we're not going to push it. Probably not till spring. And all that is new growth that's black, because remember he was all purple when he got here. So he's going to survive, which makes me really, really happy. I didn't think he would. Oh, look at all that growth too. He's just, let's see here. My goodness. I've never seen one, you know, get all this growth going on. Wow, that's amazing. So that's great. Yeah, he's very happy and very healthy. And my pink princess, I moved her over here. We're going to probably propagate her, because if I don't... I had her facing towards the light there. Oh, she got a little dry. Alright, because if I don't, I'm going to have to extend my bowl, because she's reached the top. See? So what I might do, because look, she's giving me little babies down here again. I might just go ahead and cut her. We'll do a video. It's not difficult. We'll cut her and make a few little plants. See? Let me see here. You see that little nodule there? All these are little places where I gave my mother one too, and hers needs to be separated too. Can you see that there? Yeah, those are all little roots waiting to happen. Gosh, she really did get dry. I feel really bad about that. My house, I told you, this time of year it's either really humid or really dry, and I don't like to overwater, so I stay on the other side of underwatering. It's less chance of them dying or molding, getting root rot. But we need to do something with her. And I'm thinking that if I do propagate her like that, well, I might stick her all together in one. All of her babies and her, and just have a fuller plant. I know there's this guy I like to watch, and I was always kind of offended by the look he'd get on his face when he'd talk about the pink princess, because he doesn't like her. And a lot of people have the problems with her, and I couldn't understand why until I understood that this is what she does. You know, it's not like she'll get like the Monstera, you know, the Swiss cheese Monstera. Oh, I love this though. And have like a nice presentation. This is what she's always going to look like. So, well, we're just going to help her look more fabulous. And my bird's nest fern, I love this plant. I've loved this plant since I gave it to someone else years ago. I did. I took it to someone in the hospital, and I didn't want to leave it there with them. But they were expensive, and I didn't have good enough lighting, and I knew it wouldn't live in my house. So I just love him, and I love his little self-watering pot. Believe me, I'd love to have more of these if they weren't so doggone expensive. Overly priced for what they are. See, it needs to be watered again. But, oh, sorry about that. It's like a jungle in here. Oh, I just love that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, if I can get a little white wicker Easter basket, because that's what the other one was in, I took to someone else. It is so cute in the middle of an Easter basket, like a Easter bonnet almost. And, you know, the spider plant. As long as you keep them hydrated, they're so happy. But they're happier, I've noticed, when they're in clay pots than when they're in the other plastic ones. See, it has all its little babies. I just have to keep turning it around so that one doesn't get more sun than the other. Oh, here we got some more babies coming out. And my Christopher, look at this, would you? It's just abundant in blooms. You could barely see him in there anymore. Aw, we'll have to fix that. But look at that. For a plant I never could get to bloom for years and years, it has constantly bloomed for me all year long. And it's just beautiful. My bromeliad still hasn't turned colors or isn't doing anything fascinating. Now this here is starting to spread more. It's one of my succulents. I like it in the self-watering pot, even though they don't require a lot of water. This way, I've gone the route. See, these ones always end up with too little water. But this one seems to be just happy. These ones here, my little microscapes, they're still living in there. I think that's so cute. I really like that. But is this my Trail of Tears? No, it's another one of those spreading ones. So all these will be coming out the sides. But, you know, that's really not a lot of area in there. You know, it's not a lot of area to hold water. And sometimes I run on the really bad side of dry. So I'm not sure if I want to put them in bigger pots just yet. And my green onions. Yep, buy some from the store, stick them in water, and look how well they grow in my garden. Seriously, that's all it is. They were just getting dry in there, and I just keep giving them a little bit of water, and they just keep producing for me. Was that my pig's ear? Yeah, it's an interesting little plant there. We're going to give it time to take off. I might put it on the floor and let it grow up. It's really hard to even let you see it at the moment because the other half of it is over here trying to get more sun. And my flamingo. Again, look at all those blooms. Now I do really well, come here you, by soaking this and spraying it every day. Look at all those blooms it's about to put out for me. My house is going to be beautiful this holiday season with all of these blooming plants. My ghost cactus, I've watered him for the 4th time. I think I've had him for a little over a year. I wish he could stand up straighter. But he needs a better pot. But I just thought that is so interesting. And I need to get going on my ghost garden because, see, these are his little pals. These are going in the ghost garden too. And I need to get going on that. These are some of the succulents I had gotten from that box subscription I had. What is way back there? I don't know. Oh, there we go. It's another one of those succulents. He's going to be a big boy too. I need to get something like a shelf or something I could put up here where the light can still come through, so I could put some of these things up a little bit higher. I think it would be easier because they all seem to be so coagulated together. And here's my first stone succulent. They're just so very interesting. See, he's putting out another new little baby. I just find that to be so amusing. Now my Antheum, oh, this is the one I got for Mother's Day. That one, look at all the new little blooms it has. Ooh, and they're so shiny. I mean, they look so perfect that they look fake. So I would say people have asked me about these plants, and I got 2. Ugh. This one I got at the end of the year last year, and I've been nursing it along. But every 2 weeks that's when I water them. And I just leave them under an 8-hour light, and they seem to be really happy. I wanted to show you something too when it comes to that. I'll try to remember, because I found my gauge, and it's not expensive. It's like $14.99 I think on Amazon, and you can tell how much lumens or how much light that the plant's actually getting. Because like my light is rated at 500 watts. Well, that's exactly what it comes out to. I'll show you how it works here in a moment. And here, these require a lot more water than any other succulent. They almost require as much water as if you were growing a impatient. But look, when you water them enough, look at all that new growth. I can't wait to see what it's going to do. I don't know what it's going to do, but it just keeps going. I like that. I want to propagate some of this. You know, I like to make the little pots I give to the girls in my family that garden. So I'd like this to be one of them. It's a ruby necklace, and I'm thinking, is it going to get ruby flowers, or does this turn a ruby color? Because it does get dark. And my creeping Charlie, ooh, this is one of my favorite plants since I was a kid. It's very healthy and happy, but I felt it was lonely because it had all this going on down here, but in the pot there was nothing going on, so I stuck one of my Calancho in there. So I'm hoping that that'll have color at the top. And Julius, oh poor thing. Self-watering pot. That's my croton. They need water like an impatient does, and these aren't very forgiving. Got a little shadow going on there. They're not very forgiving. If you let them dry out, they just die. So I love keeping them. See, the pot is still pretty wet. I like keeping them in there. Oh, believe me, it looks like almost like a firecracker show when they get bigger, and the shadow. It's always the shadow that gets me. It's a beautiful plant. Now my Herbert, he doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. He doesn't have the lighting he deserves either. But this, it was like 18 inches tall when my grandson brought it to me for Mother's Day a few years ago. And that's another easy plant for a beginner gardener. Yep, I can see that. It's still on January, my calendar. I'm a busy person. I forget to change it. This is an easy plant for a first-time gardener. It's very forgiving, drought tolerant, and it wiggles when you talk to it. He has a personality. See all that new growth? All that light green is new growth at the top. And finally, the spider plant is trying to rebound. It was really close to the ceiling. This is the one from my daughter-in-law's house. And I kept all this growth here, even though it was kind of straggly, so it could get all the photosynthesis it could. And I'm just trying to build up. Oof. There we go. Yeah, I'm just trying to build up, the top part to be very healthy and happy. And it has babies, but again, with the vacuum, they trail all the way to the floor. And the vacuum comes along and it ate one of the babies already. I felt so terribly bad, but I'll show you. I tried to resurrect it over here. I'll show you. Yep, I didn't do too good of a job though, because it was pretty mangled by the time I got a hold of it, but I'm trying to root it in here with my sargon moss. And this is just an experiment. With this, it's been in here for a few weeks. I'm just seeing if I can root it in with my sargon moss. It's my Christmas tree, and a few pieces of my aloe vera, because I knocked it over and these broke off, so I'm just trying to root them. I don't think this succulent roots in anything. I don't think it's one that you can propagate like that. Well, they had fallen off. I had broken them off, and they're just not doing anything. Yeah, not doing anything. And I don't know if I have any babies in here. It's doubtful. I haven't really been working with it a lot. Oh yeah, there's one. Hold on. Little teeny tiny guy. Starting to try to grow. I just throw all of my extra leaves that fall off the plants in there and hope for the best, but I don't always get it. Now these, I know it's hard to see, but oof, I put these in. They're my Rainier cherries. Here, well, in a couple of weeks, we're going to take them out of the refrigerator and try and see if we could root them, because they had to go through a pseudo winter. So I'm very hopeful we're going to root them in the same medium they're in. It's the Sargon moss, and see if we can't come up with a few cherry trees. So let's see. I put them in the refrigerator on the 23rd. So right around Thanksgiving then. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll work with them around that time and see if we can't root some of them. But until then, they're going to stay in the refrigerator. They're going to be in there for 3 months in total. Which brings me, yep, to my lemons. I'm trying to root lemon seed, and it's just not working out very well. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll try peeling them next time. They say if you peel off the outer layer, you'll have a better chance. But we're going to do kumquat too. Oh, yeah. All I got to do is wait for them to come into season at the store and bring them home and see if I can't sprout one of those. They're like little tiny oranges, but you can eat all of it. You can even eat the skin. It's sweet. It's kind of a tangy... oh, it's just like a little orange. I'll show you. And they don't get very big, so I can keep it in the house really easily. Yeah, this guy still needs a home. I mean, look at that. I had to come in from a different angle here. Yeah, I put some ornaments on him, because I can't put the ornaments on my Christmas tree, so I put them on this guy. But he needs a home, and so does his little friend over here. Because this guy's getting tall too. I already gave my mother one, my daughter-in-law one, my daughter one. And then here I took all of those calancho I had sitting in here out, because I think it suffocated my canna. And I'm trying to get my canna to come back, and look, I think it suffocated my English ivy a little too. Yeah, I'm not always really good with the plants. Sometimes I make the most crucial errors, but you know, it's bouncing back. It is bouncing back. And so is my tomato trying to bounce back. Look at that though. That's some nice, ooh, it's got some flowers coming on it. This is the one that I cut back. And we put the recharge on. I know not a whole lot that you can see right now, but look at how green that is. Got me some tomatoes coming on. It's looking promising. I don't know if you can hear me that well, but that's my cilantro, and I planted some asparagus in there. Can you see it? It's going to take it a few years, you know. But anyway, yeah, it's the beginnings. I have to wait for the lights to go out to be in here. Oh, they're really hard on your eyes. But this is still my little hospital area. This one here are my lipos, little stone succulents. Yeah, they're never really happy out there under the 8-hour light. They're in here under 16 hours on, and they're happy. And these ones, well, Some of them are happy and some of them are not. So, not sure. I know that they should be in their own little pot, but I don't feel like doing that, not knowing what's going to happen with them. So they just stay in here for now. This is my little hospital room, and that's one of my bigger Calancho. Yep, he just got kind of, I don't know, wiry. So I thought, well, we'll give him a little bit of time to rebound and maybe cut him back a little bit more. But I'm trying to consolidate all the Calancho together. Really what I brought you in for was the little artichoke, field of artichokes. Because my one question here, see, they're all doing pretty well. Pretty well, yeah, okay. Some of them are doing very well. Ones that were doing not so well all by themselves. So I think they like to be slightly crowded. See? Like this one. Like this one here. That's really interesting, I think. I like that one. Where was the other one? Some of them are really, like the donkey tail is doing all right. They flourished better in here than they were on their own. But some of them, they barely struggle. So I might need to take them out. They don't seem to be getting enough water. And this one too. See? Oh, there's hardly anything there. And my string of pearls, so I might take them out. I'm not too sure. I don't want to lose him. I'm not all that fond of whatever that is. I think it's sedum. But you see, if I put too much water in here for any given plant, then I can cause root rot for all the rest of them. So I might just take that out of there. And my little air fern, or is he? He's hanging in there. He should get flowers in time. But I like that. Yeah, I'd like to start collecting those and putting those in the background. I think that would look really pretty. That's all I really had for you. I had some decisions I've made, and I thought, well, yeah, maybe I'll save those for some time in the future. Because, it's hard for me to explain this to people that don't, normally do YouTube. My family's like saying, well, weren't you really a YouTuber when you got your channel monetized? Well, yes, but there's like different levels and stuff. Well, I completed that level thing. Well, I wasn't really talking to them at the time. But apparently I completed my level a long time ago. So, yeah, now I got a channel that, well, this one is all about gardening. And I'm really hoping that it actually reaches people, that it can help. Even if it's your little indoor gardening or something, a little project you want to take on or try and experiment with. I'm really hoping for that, because actually my content is going to be going in a different direction. I'm not sure if I should just create a different channel or not. But all the same, the garden will be here. And, oh yeah, I talked to one of my growers, and apparently my constantly cleansing the soil isn't such a good thing. Using the spray on the plant is fine. But when you constantly cleanse the soil like that, you kill all the good bacteria and all the good things that are in the soil, and you can cause nutrient lockout, meaning your plants won't be able to uptake the nutrients they need no matter what kind of fertilizer you put on them. So I'm going to have to come up with a better way of sanitizing the soil. But if you're ever in trouble, if you have thrips, yeah, spare nothing. Really, go ahead and sterilize the heck out of that soil. It's your only way you're going to survive that. But for just simple little problems, let me see if I can't come up with something that isn't so, harmful to the environment, because that is kind of harmful to the soil environment. But I just thought I'd bring that to your attention, because I'm thinking if I constantly put back in the Zeus juice and the nectar of the gods and the recharge, that I'm putting back in what it needs, but I'm only putting the feed back in, but I have nothing left in the soil to feed. You know what I mean? And even though I cycle out my soil, like I'll go through a crop and when it goes out, you know, the next plant gets all new soil, so I don't really have to worry about it. There's a lot of times where I use the same soil over and over again. So I'm sterilizing my soil, and maybe we'll have a video at a later time about soil and nematodes and everything else. I just don't have time right now, but I wanted to bring that to your attention before I have you sterilize the heck out of your soil and leave you with nothing, you know, unless you have some sort of like living, like compost or something to put in there. Another time, another time. I really appreciate your time on this one, and I appreciate your support, because this obviously is a great passion of mine. You guys have yourselves a lovely day, and I will as well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.